ألو. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. This is Adil Jafri from the Market Studies Department at SIDF, and we welcome you to our very special November event. Before beginning, we will present you the safety moment with our colleague Saleh Marzouk from the Facilities Management Department. Please, Saleh, welcome to the stage.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everybody. I'm Saleh Marzouk from Security and Safety Division. Today, I'll provide for you safety moment. Today, we don't have any plan for fire drill or fire exercise. As you see, this layout is reflect the emergency route. You will find here the emergency route, the nearest emergency route from our location. We are here in second floor in SIDF premises. Please, if you hear any fire alarm, please come down and follow the safety instruction team. Immediately, you have to go for the nearest emergency door. It will reflect here and shown here. Second things, for any emergency reporting or any emergency or any incident,
4.0, which will allow us to have a sense of the hands-on practices of Industry 4.0, its progression, its implementation. Before we introduce our esteemed panelists, we would like to give you a brief about SIDF and the industrial sector or ecosystem efforts in adopting Industry 4.0 practices and services. SIDF today promotes digitalization in the manufacturing sector in different ways, including the following services and programs. Tanafusiya program, which promotes the financing of automation in manufacturing sector. SIDF provide internal Siri assessors, Smart Industry Readiness Index assessor, to determine areas where Saudi manufacturers can improve their digital capabilities and implement Industry 4.0 solutions and get a sense of their digital benchmark. SIDF has also launched advisory services to small and medium enterprises to enhance their performance and help achieve sustainable growth. Not only that, but SIDF also partnered with multiple service providers such as Meta2i, Siemens, Honeywell, Schneider, to help implement Industry 4.0 services and solutions to these manufacturers. Along with SIDF, other members of the industrial ecosystem, such as Mudun, actively supports the implementation of smart manufacturing technologies and help attract investments in the digital transformation field. And now, to get the ground reality of these efforts, I'm very pleased to invite to the stage our panel speakers. Mr. Fuad Umar, Director of Smart Operations at Al Ubaikan Digital Solutions, please welcome to the stage. Mr. Amr Yahya, Digital Transformation Manager at Schneider, please join us on stage. Mr. Ahmed Al-Jundi, General Manager at Tulip Technologies, please join us on stage. And our very own special Mr. Mushtaq Hussain, Senior Digital Consultant at SIDF, please join us on stage. Mr. Mushtaq, the ground is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Adil. Excellent. I hope everyone is enjoying today's session. So we have ground reality, Industry 4.0. It's a very big topic to discuss. You know, in Saudi Arabia, we have around 11,000 factories. More than 1 million workforce is employed in manufacturing sector, and it provides a significant contribution to our GDP. To understand this, we need proper policies, proper programs, proper support to our ecosystem. So I would like to begin with a thought. If we cannot measure anything, we cannot improve that. In order to measure that, we need insights from people like those who are sitting in my panel and those who are like off the stage. We need input from both of you in order to have a proper policy, proper product, and so on. Okay, I hope this, with this thought, it'll be a useful discussion, a meaningful one, which we can learn something from our expert. At the same time, our audience can quest your thoughts with these experts and get the information to build up what we want, proper digitalization to enhance efficiency of our factories in our ecosystem. So that's all. We have our team members here. So to begin with, when we talk about Industry 4.0, we come across with smart manufacturing, smart industry, smart operations. You know, many, they get confused with many technologies that we have. I would like to know what smart operation is about. How do you improve the efficiency? And maybe you can share a few examples how you have dealt in operations.
Okay. Thank you for your question. Assalamu alaikum, hayakum Allah. Thank you for this great question. Thank you for SIDF for inviting us today to share our experience and for the great work that you are doing in the ground to really promote this topic, this very important topic, which is Industry 4.0. In smart operations, we have the word smart, which means that you are already using technology and you are already using systems in place, intelligent systems, relying on advanced analytics and predictability, systems that are integrating and synchronizing the value chain, the business value chain. And you have one very important thing here is that in smart operations, the decision-making process is driven by real-time data and reliable data coming out from IoT. So using the technology of IoT in order to collect data and enable the decision-making process, as well as the insights given by the EI. And you know that today EI is taking even another, it is going to another level. How we improve efficiency, for example, first of all, and you said it, you cannot improve if you cannot measure. So the first thing, you need to know what you need to measure. So you need to have a kind of readiness for a digital transformation and to implement a system. And then you start measuring and analyzing and using what you have as commodity, the technologies that you have, including AI, in order to improve. First, bring it back to the basic condition and then optimize using AI.
Excellent. Okay, so can you share me some examples where you have dealt with operations, with improving the efficiency, how you have improved it in any of the factories that you have dealt with?
When it comes to manufacturing, for example, we have the main KPI used is OEE, so the efficiency of the equipment, which is a combination of availability, downtimes and uptime, performance, which is the speed of the machine, and quality, which is the waste or the scrap that you are producing. So you are investing on a capacity, and you are using maybe just part of this capacity. Then people usually they look at the OEE, the number. For example, if you say my OEE is 60%, the 60% is not the important part. The important part is the 40%, is the gap. So you need to have a system and to use the technology to enable you to have insights on the 40% part. And then once having this building levels and digging down, reaching what is happening at the machine itself. And after that, then people can take the right actions in order to improve. This is usually how an example on how to improve an efficiency.
Excellent, excellent. You covered up a great point. Like if OE is 60%, 40% is unutilized, that means we come across with so much of investment, so much of money is invested in the factories. If they are idle for 40%, that means they are wasting quite a lot. So now this Industry 4.0, what we're talking, it'll improve those 40%.
Yes. Yes.
So good to know.
And one important thing also is that you need to link this to the cost that you are losing in this. Yeah.
Okay, so like when you improve these processes in terms of financial aspect, do you see like the returns are good enough to improve?
Yes, the returns are good enough. You know, we have a concept called converting the loss into financial loss. When you do this, you will start amazing figures in terms of opportunities.
Excellent. Okay, moving with Mr. Amr. So, Mr. Amr represents Schneider, which is again, Schneider, as you know that, this is one of the leading company in digitalizing many of the industries in Saudi Arabia across the globe. In your experience, the projects that you have implemented here, what size are they, and which sector are they, and for any implementation, how long does it take?
It depends. We implemented our solutions in one of the largest factories around the world here in Saudi Arabia. It takes around 1 year of implementation. And the idea of digital transformation, and when it comes to IoT or Industry 4.0, it's a process. You cannot say I will start day one and I will end after, for example, 1 year. It's a continuous process of improvement that you always need to look after. So I have production lines. These production lines you need to collect lots of information out of it. And as much information as you mentioned, once I start to measure things, I start to realize my gaps, and then I start to cover these gaps. Okay, so we have implemented a lot of, for example, in food and beverage, in dairy, in bakery, in poultry, and pharmaceutical factories. We implemented in water segments like SWCC and National Water Company. So everyone in his domain is in need for this. And once you start to collect the data, you start to realize that I have gaps here and there, and then you need to continuously enhance this. So it took about 1 year of implementation because it was very complicated and very big process. And then we took about another 1 year of refinement and enhancements till we reach the optimum way that the customer would like to operate his plant with.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent. So now, when you approach for this sort of a transformation, do you have any sort of a guideline? So for a successful transformation, okay, do you have like any framework, any?
Definitely, yes. Definitely,
Can you elaborate a little more on this?
First of all, we start with assessment. This assessment might be Siri assessment, like already SIDF is adopting. But we have also our own kind of assessments on different levels when it comes to the readiness of the plant in terms of technology, regarding the PLCs, the SCADA, what kind of technology they already have on the ground. Then we start to make the gaps, gap identification and gap analysis. Then we make the ROI calculations. We present that to the company to set the priorities. Then we take this to implementation afterwards. And this has different aspects related to production, related to energy, for example. And this is one of the biggest pains on most of the factories, like the energy consumption is huge. They have lots of penalties on their invoices, and how digital transformation can help them to reduce. We see actually what we did in some cases. We took the bills of 1 year, then we see the energy consumptions, and we see how many penalties they paid. And then we told them this digital transformation in the energy aspect will do that. And Industry 4.0 can help you to do this. And then we go to the process part. And also one of the most important dimensions is the cybersecurity part. Because once you start to connect your machines and you start to integrate everything together, cybersecurity is always in the back end, must be taken in consideration.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. Just a thought here. So now when you say like energy, you have saved the consumption of energy in any given factory. Do you have any sort of a general thing? Okay, now, like because of utilization of IoT and capturing the energy consumption, the companies were able to save 10% of their bill or 15% of that bill, 20. Do you have any sort of a general number? Though I don't want a specific, or at least a range you have?
In some areas, we reach to 40% of energy saving of massive energy consumptions. Because the idea of digital transformation, once you start to see, you identified lots of things. Once you open the door, you start to really identify where I have been using my energy and why it has been using in that way. And then the idea of IoT comes to connect you and enable you to see this data from anywhere and give you the accessibility for that. On top of this, you have the artificial intelligence in the background that's working to give you some kind of analytics and also some kind of predictions to prepare your power plant. So I'll give you a simple example. If you have a specific amount of production you need to produce, then we have, for example, lots of companies, they are preparing their lines continuously, for example, for nitrogen and for cooling systems, which is not needed right now. But when the digitization started, then automatically the system can realize that he needs more power. So instead of consuming, for example, 1 megawatts, I'm consuming 500. Then I know that after 3 or 4 hours, I need to raise my power generation part or my power consumption part to 1 mega. So in that case, you have been using unutilized power for nothing, so you're just losing money. Yes. But now, after transformation, you are aware that you are not in need for that now. You can switch off some compressors, you can switch off some devices, then the system will get them online automatically when there is a need for that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Just to add up here, like, when we come across like winter, so IoT devices can sense what's the temperature, it can control the compressors or even the cooling systems, so it can save energy, which is, by the way, what Mr. with Amr is saying. 40% of reduction in energy consumption, it will be like a substantial if we see entire Saudi Arabia. Again, IoT helps even in energy consumption. Thanks a lot, Amr. And moving to Ahmed. Ahmed is from Tulip Technologies. They have robot here. So I think robots are again a topic which most of us like, okay? So now here, I want to start up with the fundamentals. For industrial sector, there are there are varieties of robots, okay? Sure. So maybe you can just like give a brief about types of robots that you have and how many robots have you sold from your company in Saudi Arabia? Like what size, what challenges do you come across? If you can elaborate on this one.
Thank you so much. First of all, thanks a lot for having me, and it's my pleasure to be here. Thanks a lot for SIDF for their support, and I like the November month. It's a really amazing idea to knowledge exchange. Now, back to your question, what are the kinds of robots? There are a lot of kinds of robots. Some of them categorize as the function. Some of them categorize the robotics as nature of work and so on. So the latest trend categorize the robot in either industrial robot or collaborative robot. I'm talking about ARM robot. Now, again, there is category for mobile robot, for ARM robot, for linear robot, and so on. So for ARM robot, there is industrial robot and collaborative robot. Industrial robot has a certain functionality needed in a certain applications, while collaborative robot has some other advantages to be used and utilized based on the location of the robot. So just to have a high-level categories, let us say we have in the ARM robot, we have collaborative robot and industrial robots. Now, the second part of the question, what are the size of robotics in Saudi? I will just refer to a research or statistic done by Industrial Center. They said in Saudi in 22 we have $660 million spent for robot, and the plan in 23 to have $29 billion spent on robot as well. So just take these numbers and transfer them to a quantity. We could conclude that we have more than 3,000 or 3,000 to 5,000 robots installed in Saudi, which is amazing to know. We have around 11 factories. And we have, just imagine, we have 11 factories and 3,500 robots, approximately.
Okay, excellent number. So good. So now if we see, again, efficiency getting improved by robots in the production facilities.
For sure.
Thanks.
For sure.
So now moving on to another question. Let me get the right question for the right person. Okay. You have come across with a lot of challenging projects. Okay, which I see your profile has a lot of projects which you can talk about if it is not confidential. Okay. I want to hear some sort of a smart operations that you have implemented and what challenges you came across and what were the solutions that you have proposed, and after implementation, how was the client reacting to that solution?
Yeah. Actually, we are offering a smart operations platform, and it's an end-to-end. So with the connectivity and with the software part, where you have insights and where you have AI also to have predictions, to have anomaly detections, all the tools that you need in order to improve efficiency and to impact really the business value. Now, when it comes to the challenges, maybe you will be surprised. The main challenge is not the IoT, is not the technology itself. It is the readiness and the change management. Usually, these are the two things that we face when we do an implementation. Now, for the readiness, we start with an assessment in order to identify really the needs and the requirements. But readiness is not only the operations. It concerns also the organization. And this is why the government now is investing a lot in Siri, for example, and bringing people to the right level of readiness. Here, in order to overcome this, you need to have more awareness. You need to let the organization be ready for the transformation, and you need to let people really own this transformation. You need to consider a digital transformation, a full digital transformation, rather than a digital initiative. So you need to have an end-to-end assessment, including the organization itself, with training, with awareness, with having the right processes and the right workflows in place. Because, Baycam, for example, we follow a methodology. The first step is get organized, and then get connected, get insight, and get optimized. The get organized is being ready, is getting the right processes, the right procedures, the right workflows in place. The solution that we are offering in this is that our solution, we embedded the get organized in our solution in order to accelerate the readiness while implementing the smart operations. The second part, the change management, as I said, you need to engage people. So the people engagement and with trainings also, and letting them own with the right responsibility, with the right RACI matrix, create measures in place, KPIs, to measure the progress, to measure the impact. We encourage the clients to offer a kind of reward and recognition in order to accelerate this change. These are the challenges and the solution. Either we give it directly, or we advise and recommend to the client in order to accelerate his transformation.
Excellent. So now for the point which you're making, change in manpower, the skill set that they need to improve and all, it's a real challenge, I acknowledge that. So have you taken any sort of a programs when you go for any sort of a factory, do you see any programs that you want to improve the capability of the skill set, the on ground who's working, so if they want to build up their capability, do you conduct any sort of programs like that?
Look, in our business model, we don't offer consultancy, direct consultancy. What we did is that we built for example, when it comes to having Lean and Six Sigma concept in place, because this will start really setting the right foundation for digital transformation, we embedded them in our platform. Okay. So by doing this and by offering training on the platform itself, people can easily raise their skills. I will give you an example of the concept of TPM, Total Productive Maintenance, autonomous maintenance, for example. How to implement it, it's really a big story. However, we embedded it in our platform in a very easy way. So when we give a training on the platform how to use the module, it gets very easy, and we had this experience with one of our customers here in Saudi Arabia. They started the autonomous maintenance, and actually they did not have this concept before.
Okay, excellent. So, Mr. Amr, when we see ROI on any investment, the digital investment which they do for the factories and all. So ideally, what do you see as an ROI in terms of manpower, in terms of man months? Okay, so how many man months can be returned? Like they invested for, they invest X amount of money, and then will it be repaid in maybe 18 months, 20 months, 25 months? Do you have any sort of a statistical info in this?
Yeah, sure. So as I told you, when we identify the gaps, we create a model of use cases. Based on this, in front of every use case, we share with the customer what is the ROI of every use case. So let me give you an example. We have been working in one of the factories for chemical optimizations. Okay, so this is a solution that is utilizing artificial intelligence, reducing the chemical consumption and the water consumption for this factory. Okay. So when it comes to this pillar, we say that, okay, if you implement that, your ROI, sometimes it was only 3 months only.
Excellent.
Even though it was very expensive solution, but the return of investment was 3 months because the customer was using extremely expensive chemicals.
I see.
And taking on top of that, the idea of sustainability and the environmental sustainability, and every factory now is pushed to save the environment and maintaining that. So it's an ROI. In parallel to that, there are some other achievements would be there for reducing that chemicals. So based on the use case, you specify the ROI on every part of your transformation that you're going to do.
Okay.
It's not one figure for a complete project.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong here. Like, you know, in our analysis, most of the time when we see like investment in digital transformation, I keep myself in my mind, like the returns, or rather, it should be within 36 months, okay? Yeah. And I have seen few projects which are under 36 months, and you pointed out just 3 months, which is an excellent case. And even they say like the profitability, it should be in at least 2 digits, not in 8, 5, 6%. When you implement digital transformation, the performance in terms of returns, okay, it should be at least like more than 10%, more than in between. It should be in 2 digits. It should be 10 to 30, 40% of returns we can expect. Can we assume this is true? Like any industry shouldn't put their hand if they see like return is only like 5% because of digitalization. Yes, if it is like more than 20%, 15%, if it is in 2 digits, then only they should put the hands in digitalization or of a factory. Do you agree with this thought?
It's a rational thing. So sometimes you are saving 2 or 3%, but it means millions of dollars in some kind of productions, like in cement factory, for example. So if you are able to save 1 or 2% of energy, this means something like 100 million SAR per year of saving. So if your solution is, for example, cost $1 million, it's something like 1.5 months of return, it will be there. So sometimes the figure itself is rational, depends on, but for example, if you are going to invest a huge amount of money, saving 3-4% on a very small process, I don't think that any kind of, the people don't have time and everyone is working under pressure, so no one will give it the attention. And one of the challenges that some people, they don't see, and that's why they cannot judge. Okay, so the point is, we are going through the proof of value concept. So sometimes we implement piloting things to show a case, and then we can scale it up and make sure that the return of investment is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to conclude, like, you know, there could be 1% saving, it could be a huge one.
Exactly.
Or there could be a bigger one, and
with
the
no
amount, it depends on project to project.
Exactly.
Very good. So now for Mr. Ahmed, so now, you know, have you done any sort of a comparison with man and a robot for a specific operations? And then have you done any sort of a cost analysis? Like, okay, for this particular operations, you keep a man and a robot. In today's current condition, like manpower cost is getting higher, robots are getting cheaper. So do you have any analysis, and what do you see the forecasting? Will the robots replace the man? And do you have an analysis on this?
Thank you for this question, which is very important. Now, I would like to refer to basic digitization initiative done by Ministry of Industry. They prepare a simple sheet where we put the input of cost and input of saving. And that simple sheet show the result. As Mr. Amr said, if you don't see it, you cannot, or you cannot measure it, you cannot take or enhance it. So referring to that sheet, which is done by Ministry of Industry in cooperation with KPMG, all of our clients use that sheet, and within few minutes, they recognized the added value or the saving for having robotics in their production line. Again, it's not matter only of labor for sure. Just to take a simple example, one of our pharmaceutical client, they have 12 production line. Each production line have 3 labor in each shift. They work 24 hours. That means they have 110 labor just doing backing, palletizing, backing, palletizing. So just imagine with 36 robot, we able to replace 110 labor, just placing 36 robot. So again, the ROIs, we are talking about months in this case. Okay. And it's not only labor. Labor is an important factor, but other benefits for robotics like quality, reliability, integration, adaptation. So all these maybe not able to measure quickly. We have to have tools to measure the enhancement. We have to have integrations tool to be adaptive. But unfortunately, that kind of technology cannot work with labor. Mm-hmm. So it's a matter of using technology as a layer to integrate with other production line, as a layer to integrate with the warehouse itself, with the CRM, with the production orders, with the purchase orders. And just imagine the kind of integration and how that could cost as well save and enhance the quality and utilization of the resources.
Excellent, Ahmed. You have hit one of the point. You said integration. Integration of robots, it requires from most of the system. We have ERP system, we have CRM system. Everything needs to be connected, okay? So it's a connected world. Again, we are pushing ourselves, all our manufacturing in our ecosystem to go up to a next level. It can happen only with your support and all. With this, like the question about man versus machine. So again, another one question which I would like to hear from you is, that it's always a challenge in technical resources. Yeah. So these all a high-tech industry. We need good technical people and good implementers. How do you see in Saudi Arabia, like, do we have enough good technical resources, good technical companies for integration ERPs, for integration IoTs, integration with robots and all? Do we have this sort of capital here, human capital here?
Yes, definitely. We have qualified people, highly qualified people here in Saudi Arabia. Now, the government, especially now, is encouraging the young generations to join the industry sector. And in the industry sector, you have already, knowing the location, the strategic location of the kingdom, it is a destination for many people. So we are attracting the expertise, and locally we are working on the young generations in order to bring them to the right level to support. For example, we in Obeikan, we have a mix of experts in IoT from local people and from expats, and the learning is shared. So this way, you will develop more and more the skills that you have. But having the qualified and the expertise, yes, you have big, potential here in Saudi Arabia.
Excellent. Yes, Amra, I'll pass it to you now. So now the thing is, like, what do you see the main drivers for digitalization of any factories and all? What drives them? Why they should go implement? What is the driving factor?
That's an extremely important question. For every domain, they have their own pressures. Let's take a simple question simple domain like the food and beverage. They have food quality, food safety. They have global standards they need to meet. They have KPIs to export the materials. And as you see now, Saudi is open to the world. Everyone is looking there. We have some of the largest food manufacturing plants in Saudi Arabia. So in order to meet that standards and to be up to the level and to cope with the global standards, you need to be, your digital strategy has to be in place. So whenever now we go to any customer of the well-known names, you find a complete digital plan in place that he just needs a vendor to cope with it, and he needs someone to complete the story with him and see what technology to fit in his purpose. So we have different things there for every domain related to quality, related to sustainability, that now it's coming into force on everyone.
So the drivers are the quality, the sustainability, the productivity.
And not only that, there is a very important thing you open about the new generations coming into the market. The new generations don't like to deal with gears and grease and all these things. They need tablets, they need mobile phones, they need to be enabled in the technology that they used to when they were growing up. So as you see now, everyone is addicted to phones. How you can utilize the same technology to make the productions and make these things in cope with these new generations. So people enablement is one of the aspects that you need digital transformation. Energy saving, sustainability, production of efficiency, quality assurance. So whenever you start your journey, you will find that everything starts to enhance it automatically. Started with some simple tasks. Then now you can sell your home, sell your car, make some things. Everything starts to transform, and the borders are opened. So that's why everyone now had this kind of pressures to start to run and to catch the technologies to be able to cope with the global standards. Especially in Saudi, there is a huge focus to be always in the global benchmark.
Excellent, excellent, Ahmed. You pointed out a right example. Upshare, I think most of us, we use it.
Sometimes. But the idea is this robotics will need some kind of, and this technology, not only the robotics, all the technology will need people with a new way of handling things. Okay, so instead of people packing, you will need people to deal with software and deal with robotic arms and people with new mindsets.
You are elevating them.
Exactly. So you are taking, and we are all afraid of artificial intelligence on personal level. We're all afraid. We don't know what the AI is collecting from our personal data and how they are utilizing that. True. So this threat should not be in the industry because it's one of the showstoppers. Okay, so the idea of that you are taking the people and the calibers to be adapted to a new way of technology. Okay, instead of using simple things, the people has to transform their minds as well, like what we mentioned, to cope with these new technologies. So it's just replacing function by function and optimizing more and more, and can utilize the manpower in a different way, in a more optimized way.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes, continuing with Ahmed just now. If we need to integrate these things to a robot, how easy? I mean, I don't want to go technical, just a high level, okay, the business, okay. These are the things that you need to integrate. Can you just elaborate on this?
Okay, thanks for informing me. I don't go technical because fine. Now in an integration, we have just simple words, post and get. So there is source and destination. So whenever we get any input from the middleware, robot should act based on that input, just to make it that much simply. So each robot has a program, and the program for the robot is a function to do, is something to move. So based on the inputs from the integration, which could be the bill of material, could be the welding shape, could be the screwdriver, whatever the application applied for the robot. So based on the artificial intelligence, based on the analytics, based on the prediction, all these are inputs for robots to be move and behave accordingly.
Okay, excellent. So let's go to one of the question which I am which I always see when I meet any factories. Okay, you have done quite a lot of implementation from Obeikan, from Schneider, and from yourself. So what advice do you give for those companies who are seeking to go get digitally transform their production floor? What do you advise?
If I can advise something, is that get ready for a digital transformation and choose a digital transformation versus a digital initiative. Again, digital transformation is an end-to-end, including a redesign of the organization sometimes. Then have a vision for it. You need to have a vision for it and let people own this vision, deploy it in the shop floor. Have a clear roadmap. The third thing, pick up the right solution and the right foundation, because today, the new technology, we are at the GPT era, we are at the era of generative AI, at the era of large language model. So pick up the right solution to set the right foundation in order to use these technologies to add value to the business. These are the three advices I can give to the...
Excellent. Very good, Mr. Fawad. And
players.
do you have any advice for new companies that do?
It's all about business. We know that.
Yeah.
So the advice is everyone need to move even a little step every day towards digital transformation. Seek the technology that suits you in your business and start to implement it gradually with the initiatives we have now from the country, like what SIDF and Tanafusaya program is doing, funding the customers and support them to achieve that. Utilize, my second advice, move small steps every day, don't stop, because otherwise you will be away from the market competitiveness, completely you will be out. You see China mass production, you see the productions from Turkey, you see the production coming from several countries, so you need to be up to date. Don't think that you will survive with the technology you have now forever.
Okay.
We see Nokia, how they get out of the market because they are not developing in the right way, in the mobile phones, for example. So take steps and take it seriously. Second thing, utilize what the country is doing, because a lot of efforts the country is exerting on the ground, and some people, they are not utilizing that. So it's a fantastic and the golden era, if we can say, for utilizing the services that the country is giving to every investor and the country is giving for every industry, starting from investment till execution, automation and digital transformation and energy saving. Utilize that and move forward. So move a step and utilize the country initiatives are my main advices.
Excellent. So for you, Ahmed. So now, how do you see robots in future? Another like 2030, do we see lots of robots here? What do you see? How do you see the future? Neom City, we are talking about quite a lot. So
I believe it's not an option. It's not a matter of decision. Should we go or we should not go? It's a fact. The new era, the Nokia, for example, this example is BlackBerry, Nokia, and we know all these examples where those people who not adapted with the new technology and how they become out of the market. So all factories all those factories which don't have a digital transformation plan, unfortunately, they will be out of the market. So it's not a matter of luxury to have a robotics or to have digital transformation. It's a must. All competitors are doing that, not only in the kingdom, China. Yani just imagine for many statistics, we saw that China, which is considered as a cheap labor cost, having the highest rate of using robotics worldwide, which is something just to identify. It's not a matter of only saving, it's a matter of this is the trend, this is the future. Those companies delay on taking that decision are losing a lot. Simply, they could be out of the market.
True. I agree with you. Like, we have to move on with adopt the new technologies. Excellent. So for like what we have concluded our session now. We have two videos. One is around 9 minutes, another one is 2 minutes. And after that, we will have the live production, which will be displayed here. They'll switch on the machines and you can see like how OE is calculated, how the actual product is manufactured, and then how it will identify it's a good, bad, and all. So all that you can come and explore it with us. And of course, along with that one, we have a robot here that will also be displayed. You can have a bit of fun playing with that. So if, we'll move on to the videos, and after that, I would like to take questions from you to get the insights from our experts. Okay, so we will go to videos now. I think, yeah.
In industry, innovation and productivity converge to shape our modern lives. Industries play a pivotal role in driving economic growth, creating jobs, and meeting the needs of society. We came across several transformations to reach the fourth industrial revolution known as Industry 4.0 that relies on the fusion of physical and digital systems using the Internet of Things, AI, robotics, big data analytics, cloud computing, and data automation. Industry 4.0 aims to improve productivity, efficiency, and flexibility in manufacturing processes, as well as enable new business models and opportunities. It represents a shift towards more interconnected and intelligent systems that can revolutionize industries across sectors. Today, we will explore the ground reality on Industry 4.0 through use case prepared by ICANN digital solutions experts, emphasizing how IoT and O3 platform enable the Industry 4.0. We have here our IoT team represented by our senior IoT specialists. They will take us through a demo board explaining the different levels and the ground reality of machine connectivity.
Thank you, Fuad. This is a demonstration board which is connecting to our IoT platform. Depend on the machine communication capability, we have categorized 3 different levels. First type is level 1. For level 1 PLCs, having an Ethernet port for communication purpose. So our IoT platform can directly access the machine data from this PLC via Ethernet cable. So this machine having the HMI, they are communicating both via Ethernet. So same method, our IoT system, IoT platform will take the data from the same PLC. Second type is level 2 or L2. This type of PLC having only serial port. So this PLC is communicating to the HMI via serial communication. In this case, our IoT platform will communicating to this PLC through a serial to Ethernet converter. This converter will convert from serial protocol to Ethernet protocol. Third type of machine is level 3 machines. This type of machine having PLC does not have any communication interface, either serial or Ethernet. In this case, we will be using a parallel PLC near to the machine, and we will connect the required signal from this machine to the new PLC. Or the machine does not have the PLC, so we will install some new sensor. We will get the required machine data, counter, temperature, pressure, or parameter related to that machines. This is IoT platform. We have installed IoT platform to this PC, where this IoT platform gathering the machine data from different level of machine, level 1, level 2, level 3, and storing here. From here, the data will be transmitted to O3. Now let's explain how this demonstration board is working. Please.
Okay, thank you. We have here a prototype of connected machine simulating a conveyor. We are capturing like production count, rejection, downtime, speed, parameters like pressure, energy, voltage, current. These tags are converted into meaningful information through the IoT platform O3HC.
Obeycan Digital Solutions developed an IoT platform called O3 Edge that enables the connectivity with any type of controller. The configuration starts by selecting the OPC browser from the listed options and choosing the IGS link. Once connected, the list of devices will be populated. From the list of devices, you can select the required device and tags to be added to the list. The production model is selected from the main menu. The line, units or machines, and also the parameters will be displayed. Against the required parameter, a mapping matching is done with the available tags, considering the frequency and the sample type. Select, move, and generate options are available on the same window. By completing the configuration steps, the tags are added in IoT platform and the mapping is done. We can start visualizing the parameters records on O3 platform, which stands for Obeycan Operations Optimizer, developed by Obeycan Digital Solutions. The data flow will start as per the defined frequency, and charts can be displayed to generate insights and real-time visualization. The captured tags from PLCs and sensors are converted into meaningful real-time information. The demo focuses on different events causing anomalies and triggering alarms, such as high speed, emergency stop alarm when the emergency stop button is triggered, a high pressure alarm when the pressure exceeds the limit, and the rejection is captured automatically from the ejector sensor. The capability of writing back and controlling the PLC from the platform is available. However, it is not recommended by the manufacturers. O3 platform provides advanced analytics module for anomaly detection using EI. By selecting the parameter, the user will be able to see the anomalies based on the historical data analysis, and the model can predict the target value and the limits or the threshold. Thank you for this explanation, it's amazing. Can you tell us more about the process that you follow to implement the connectivity in the ground?
Sure. The initial step to assess the machine in the field, what are the different types of machines available. After the assessment, we will categorize either the machine is level 1, level 2 or level 3. After this categorization, we will develop connectivity solution according to the client's expectation, what are the parameters required, waste, production counter, machine status, alarms, etc. Once we finalize the design, we will start implementation on the field. We will install the hardware for level 1, level 2, level 3 machine, including sensors and our IoT platform. IoT platform will gather the data, machine data, all parameter, and will configure inside the IoT platform. From this platform, we will send the machine data to O3, which resides either in cloud or on-premise.
Thank you very much for these explanations, Mr. Septimus. Thank you.
Audience, our experts are here to address those questions. Okay, so I hope this was informative and insights you have got it. Yes, go ahead, please.
I know Obeycan is a large group with a lot of companies. I think you initiate the company to support your companies. we'd like to learn as a showcase or as an example, what was the impact in your group after implementing or establishing this company?
Okay. Thank you for your question. Yes, Obeikan is a large group. We have 23 companies, including 20 factories. So when we started, we put a strategy. The strategy is that we created the Obeikan Digital Solutions to support our internal companies as Obeikan for Obeikan. And then we went to our customers. So Obeikan, we have a large portfolio of customers. So we want to support customers and to transfer our experience to our customers, so Obeikan for customers. And then now we are going to the world. So we are offering our solutions to everybody. In Obeikan, we had amazing figures. So if I can share, for example, for efficiencies, we improved 10 points as an average. So it depends on the plant. Some plants we reach 20, 25. Some other plants it depends because before implementing the digital, we worked also on operational excellence. So the operational excellence activities we improved already. So the digital came to sustain and to optimize more than that. So, for example, if I talk about OEE, the efficiency of equipment, some of our plants, even before digital, we were doing 70%, 75%, and some reaching 80%. And then when you connect, okay, you realize that you will drop a little bit, and then you recover from this, you sustain and include. This is why I'm saying 10 to 15% as an average. So it depends on the factory. And we reached 20, 25, even more in terms of efficiency. In terms of cost, we are cutting our costs by half. We improved our profitability. The profitability improved really with 10 plus, 10 point plus. We cut the customer complaints. And this is because our focus is mainly 4 areas: productivity, customer experience, people engagement, and the new business model. So when it comes to productivity, is all what I mentioned. Then you have the customer experience, how you delight your customer, and how you transfer the value that you gained in your business to the customer. So we gained a lot in this by offering a better service and better quality. And just to mention something very important, in Obeikan, we are not only offering solutions in operations, but we have around 16 solutions. So now we are talking about the concept of autonomous enterprise. So combining all these solutions, logistics solutions, utilities management, operations management, even corporate, we talk HR, human capital management, we have a lot of solutions. So we really focus on delighting the customer experience, and by engaging all the people, you can really get this value. So I hope that I gave you an idea with some numbers, and now we are transferring this to our clients, and this is our target. Whenever we implement at the client side, we focus on the business value. This is why when we do an assessment, we look at the business itself. It's not only about the technology. Technology, as our CEO, Sheikh Abdullah, says always, is a commodity. It's a commodity. It's available and you can use it. But how to provide a solution for the business to get a value out of it, this is the most important thing.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this very informative panel discussion. I really learned a lot of things. As you mentioned, digitalization is progressing, and it's really, we have no choice. I want to ask if there is any room for localization of manufacturing of robots or some equipment that can support this huge progress in the kingdom. So the question is open to anyone who want to answer.
Okay, excellent. So localization, again, it's a part which Saudi Arabia, the kingdom, is promoting for localization. Yes, in terms of what has VR, like a part member in the ecosystem, we are pushing localization. Definitely, there are a few companies which are willing to manufacture here, and there are few which they have already set up, as of what I'm aware about. And then, since SIDF allows manufacturing, and then it gives so much of benefits for the new technologies which we are promoting. Okay, I think from the government perspective, if you talk about what things the government is giving, if I say like SIDF, yes, it has a soft corner for the new technologies, especially when you talk about robots. Yes, it's an advanced technology. Definitely, there are so many things. Like, for the digital transformation, we have the NAFOSIA program, wherein SIDF promotes by providing the funds. At the same time, they give little leniency in terms of returns, okay, or the disbursement is easier, and then the return is like they have a longer duration, okay, wherein they can have a bigger span for return. This is one immediately which I think about from SIDF. Definitely from other governments, they are promoting. So I've given you a very small piece. Maybe it could add up from other ministries as well. Okay. Any more questions? Yes, go ahead, please. Yeah.
So I have a question here. So since the workshop is basically about, give me a second.
Ground reality on Industry 4.0.
Yes, ground reality on Industrial 4.0. I'm a network engineering intern, and I wanted to know from your perspective, from your point of view, like how will like the Industrial 4.0, benefit or, like broaden like more opportunities for the network engineering field and for network engineers?
Okay. I would also add up if I think any of the panel members, if they want to address this question. So let me rephrase the question.
Yes.
So now the person, I'm sorry, your brother, your name? Asjad. So he wants to know if in his field, the networking, his field, digitalization, how will it help him for network engineers, network things and all? How will it grow? What sort of a market can you see?
Connectivity is in the core of the solution, like what Fuad highlighted, that normally you have the machines, then you have the connectivity layer, how you connect this to the cloud, or you can connect it to your own systems. Then what we call it operation technology, not information technology. So it's a little bit different. We have different types of networks, different types of industrial protocols we are using, but it is actually at the end in the core. And based on the current solutions, the IT and OT is merging, and they are becoming very close to each other. That sometimes the IT team inside the company is leading the digital transformation plan. So to that level, the operation technology and the information technology is becoming very closed, and the networking and the connectivity part is part of the core solutions for that.
Excellent. Yeah. So would you like to add up to these points?
Actually, now the new technologies are emerging, and the Industry 4.0 is adopting all the technologies. So I think, yes, Industry 4.0 will really need the engineering and need expertise, more expertise in order really to get. And I'm still mentioning one very important keyword, which is business value. Adding is not just the purpose of Industry 4.0 is not just automating or having fancy systems in place. If the system is not adding value to the business, then it's better to do it in paper. So definitely there will be a need for the engineering expertise and networking.
Thanks a lot.
Sorry, Mushtaq, if you allow me, sorry, Mushtaq.
Yep.
Hello?
Oh, yeah.
Fine. So if you allow me just to refer to Siri assessment for his question. Now, we know Siri, Smart Industry Readiness Index, and 3 dimensions out of 16 is related to connectivity. So Siri measure the connectivity for the enterprise, the connectivity for facility, and the connectivity for the shop floor itself. So just imagine 3 dimensions out of 16 is related to connectivity.
True, true. Definitely, there's a big future for networking and all. That's for certain. Okay, so now I think we should wrap it up. I'll just give you a bit of brief. Yes, Mr. Adil, he will talk over now. Yes, yeah.
Thank you very much, our esteemed panelists, for your very intriguing, fruitful, and informative discussions. And now, before concluding, I would like to invite the Vice President of Studies at the Saudi Industrial Fund, Engineer Ahmed Al-Baghawi, to honor and award the participants. Please join us on stage. We start with the speakers who influenced and educated us today. Mr. Fahd Umar, please join us on stage.
Thank you.
Mr. Amr Yahya, please join us on stage to receive your award. Mr. Ahmed Al-Jundi, please join us on stage to receive your award as well. Mr. Mushtaq Hussain, please join us on stage to receive your award. Thank you, Mr. Ahmed, and our valued speakers. And now for our audience and everyone here, we would like to invite you to see real case examples and have fun with robots and the mini factory we have for you here. Also, you will have the chance to network with each other and grab a bite. Thank you very much for your attendance. See you next time.